that I'm not talking about the heat that is there. I'm talking about how India have really escaped out of jail. Trust me, this test match had everything. It had thrills, it had drama, it had uncertainty, it had plenty of roller coaster emotions. But in the end of the day, two individuals who are trying to find a spot in this Indian cricket team on a long-term basis. One has been maligned for not performing with the core set that he's got. The other, persistent doubts over him. And so, Shreyas Iyer and Ravichandran Ashwin's partnership has ensured India escape a massive disaster in Mirpur. Despite all the best efforts from Mehdi Hasan tried his entire skill set to ensure that India would be denied in Mirpur. But at the end of the day, his 5-wicket haul has gone in vain. India have managed to win the Mirpur Test by 3 wickets and they have clean swept Bangladesh 2-0. Now, it's very important to know how the day began, because at 45 for 4, you're all wondering, okay, maybe this will be on a knife edge, this contest. However, after hitting a 6, Jaydev Unadkat fell. Jaydev Unadkat's dismissal brought about Rishabh Pant. Pant and Axar tried to ensure that India would be having a bit of stability. But Mehdi Hasan, in the space of 2 overs, changed the entire complexion of the game. So, what happened? Axar Patel got a ball that skidded through low, it hit his pad and knocked the leg stump out. Rishabh Pant also was undone, and that is why it is very important now to understand that Bangladesh had the edge. 75 for 7, and we are all thinking, okay, it's game over for India. But Shreyas Iyer and Ravichandran Ashwin in particular was the aggressor. But we have to give credit to Shreyas Iyer as well, because after that initial period, when Iyer knocked the ball around, when the spinners were bowling, it was Iyer who broke the shackles with 2 fours. Those 2 fours gave Ravichandran Ashwin the entire confidence, and he took the attack to the opposition. 42, and Ashwin 4 wickets in the previous innings. That has given India a narrow 3-wicket win, and because of that, their World Test Championship finals are still very, very much alive. That's a good Christmas present to have. So, irrespective of what happens in the South Africa versus Australia series, you are very much looking at an India versus Australia World Test Championship cycle final, because this would have been Bangladesh's epic win. Yes, they have won against Australia in Mirpur in 2017. But this would have been massive, because in Bangladesh have never won against the Indian cricket team when it comes to tests. So, Iyer and Ashwin have ensured that India have escaped disaster. However, it does not hide the fact that India's batting, the top order in particular, has been woeful. It has been woeful for several reasons. Look at the application that Shreyas Iyer and Ravichandran Ashwin have put. They knocked the ball around, they rotated the strike when the gaps were there, and then after that they took the attack to the opponents. It was simple, right? For the likes of KL Rahul, for the likes of Virat Kohli, for the likes of Cheteshwar Pujara, this could have been done on day 4. Where was the intent? The intent went missing. The intent and the defensive mindset almost cost India the Mirpur Test. But at the same time, we have to understand that not every day the likes of Iyer and Ashwin will bail India out of trouble. So look at the top order: 7, 2, 6, 1, 13, 7, 2, 6, 1, 9. Those are your batting in the top order. 7, 2, 6, 1, 9. Axar Patel, primary core skill is bowling 34. Shreyas Iyer, the only top order guy to get to 42. And Ashwin, Shreyas Iyer with 29, Ashwin with 42. 29 was the highest of the established batters. 42 and 34 were done by your number 7 and number 8. Can you imagine what this shows on the Indian batting lineup? Because 71 run partnership for the 8th wicket. That is the thing. And Shreyas Iyer, remember, his partnership with Cheteshwar Pujara in Chattogram had ensured that India at least got to 400. Ashwin and Kuldeep's partnership also included in that. Then in this test, although the Indian top order collapsed yet again, 6 for 64 India collapsed, but Shreyas Iyer and Rishabh Pant had ensured that India at least got an 87 run lead, which in the end, come what may, a 3-wicket win, it proved to be a blessing in disguise. Bangladesh were all out for 231, and once again, Iyer's partnership with Ashwin, 71 runs, has ensured that we would be at least heading back with a 2-0 win, rather than it would have been a disastrous 1-1. Had India lost the Mirpur Test, the knives would have been out, and our chances for the World Test Championship final would have taken a massive hit. So now whatever happens in the Australia-South Africa series doesn't matter anymore now, because India versus Australia is all set to be a preview. So now look at the situation. Australia have got 76.92 percentage points. India have 58.93. South Africa have 54.55. Because of that loss in Brisbane, and if they don't win in Melbourne or in Sydney, their percentage points takes a further hammering. And so, very, very important that India do not slip up that much. But there will be problems and questions raised on the Indian batting. Firstly, this ultra-defensive approach has seen KL Rahul come up with just 57 runs in 4 innings. 57. And on top of that, 95 runs in just the ODIs. So across 7 innings, 152 runs. Is it good enough? Maybe, maybe not. Hello, Nikhil. Hello. We are waiting for Rahul to come. Harshit's caught up in traffic. That too on a Sunday. And racing technology, as I have seen, he's come back riding like Valentino Rossi on the bike, isn't it? And luckily, the intent that Ashwin and Iyer showed towards when you called about 15-20 minutes back ensured we had an earlier finish. Boundaries were scored. Ashwin in particular took the attack to the Bangladeshi spinners, Mehdi Hassan.
Anybody has anything to say about our Ashwin?
Ashwin Anna. Everybody is changing the tune to Anna now. And Shreyas Iyer yet again has bailed India out for the 3rd time in 4 innings in this test series, because he shared a partnership with Cheteshwar Pujara after the top order had collapsed in the first innings in Chattogram. Then here shared a vital stand with Rishabh Pant in the first innings. Now here, when Akshar Patel and Rishabh Pant fell in quick succession at 70 for 7, we are thinking game over. 74 for 7. But 71 run stand. And more than Ashwin, let's not be fooled by Ashwin's 42 or 62. The attacking intent was set by Shreyas Iyer when he hit 2 fours of Mehdi Hassan and Shakib Al Hasan. Targeting the 2 main bowlers who were continuously troubling them was a clear sign of intent. And Ashwin fed on Iyer's confidence. And so if I have to look at who is my man of the series, I think it should be Shreyas Iyer.
Yeah.
Shreyas Iyer, and
because he got runs in the first test also.
And also Shreyas Iyer, understand one thing. He is also fighting for a spot in that test squad. Because forever we have thought, oh, maybe short ball might not work. But I don't think you have to look at the short ball thing anymore. That's an excuse now. That bullseye can be worked upon.
No, but we had always said that this thing, that yes, there is a weakness against short ball, even in white ball cricket. At the end of the day, how do you judge him? You judge him by the number of run a batsman gets.
Yes.
You judge him for a certain weakness. At the end of the day, whether it's white ball cricket, whether it's red ball cricket, what do? You tell or you look closely as to how or what that guy has done in what condition. He may still have that weakness. He may still get found out by the short pitch ball. He may still get out. But if he's also alongside that getting you runs on important matches and making you win, then I guess, those things are just that.
He's had a tough baptism by fire when it comes to tests. When he made his debut, was placed with a very awkward situation against New Zealand in Kanpur. Scored 100, scored a 50 and had that partnership with Riddhiman Saha. So, Iyer, all the time questions have been asked, questions have been raised, but he's answered them. And here, had India lost in Mirpur,
Yeah.
it was disaster on all fronts. Leadership,
Yeah.
management, coaching, World Test Championship, again your final series against Australia, everything would have been like, as they say, breaking everything down. You absolutely break the castle down and rebuild from scratch. That
What
would have been the
just tell
situation.
me what are Bangladesh's some recent stunning victories?
Right in this venue, 2017, they beat Australia by 20 runs for their first test win in Mirpur. In 2016, if you have to look at it, their first ever win against England in Chattogram. And who came up in that? The guy who took 5 wickets, Mehdi Hassan. He took 12 wickets in that series, in that match. So, Bangladesh in Mirpur, that's their fortress. But against India, the likes of Pakistan, the likes of Sri Lanka, they have not won a test match yet. And this kind of could be a repeat of the Multan test of 2003 for Bangladesh. They had Pakistan on the ropes only for their greatest match winner, Inzamam Ulhaq, to play one of the best knocks that he's played, 138. Got them home by 1 run. 1 run. 1 wicket, sorry. 1 wicket was the difference, and Inzamam Ulhaq denied Bangladesh, and it's been 19 years, Bangladesh have still not won a test against Pakistan. So, this is the closest that Bangladesh could have come. At the start of the day, we were thinking, they started the year with a win against New Zealand. Could they end the year by beating India?
I just have one point to say. In general now, India has played very well. You could see a very relieved Rahul Dravid, very happy with how Shreyas Iyer has played. By the way, Ashwin, you have to give him credit with the bat. Whenever the chips are down, more often than not, you see him really step up. But like India, Bangladesh also now will rue a few drop catches.
The catch that Mominul dropped of Ashwin,
Ashwin,
that
yes.
proved to be a game changer.
Yeah.
And remember,
And runs came very fast after that.
Yes.
As it tends to happen towards the end of a game. Whenever the game is finishing, runs tend to come very quickly after
and
that.
Bangladesh will be really, really cursing their cruel luck. Kohli dropped 4 catches yesterday. That allowed them to at least get to this position. But one dropped catch, and that too, Mominul took a brilliant catch of Virat Kohli on day 3.
Yeah.
Dropping Ashwin, and the match is gone. That's how cruel and that's how fine the edges are in Test cricket. But India might, as you said, there was no happiness or jubilation, no professional thing that they were looking at. There was relief.
Yeah.
There is relief, and that too against Bangladesh. I think that is an amber signal of caution. Because had you achieved this against Australia, it would have been jubilation. Yes, great.
Yeah.
You had the best bowling attack to face up to and the best team in the world. But Bangladesh, alarm signals.
It's actually saved a lot of blushes for a lot of players in this team. And I'm not going to mince my word. I mean, as you said, one is the captaincy. But not just captaincy, but also his batting would have come under greater scrutiny, KL Rahul's, had you lost the test match. Just in terms of, how the match finished, then you look at that. Again, Virat Kohli hasn't had a
great series.
Yes.
And yesterday, I'm telling you, 24th December would be a day that Virat Kohli would want to wipe it off his memory, because 4 catches.
Three. Or was it?
That one, okay, that was 3.5 chances. 3.5 chances and out for 1, and then that ugly confrontation that he had when he got out.
What was the confrontation?
Okay, so what happened was that
I know that he went and he spoke, and what was
So what happened was, after he got out, Mominul Ulhaq, he was just going about. Taijul Islam apparently said a lot of things which Virat Kohli just didn't agree for. So he went there, he pointed at Taijul, he called Shakib over and said, "What is Taijul doing?" So that is why he hung in there. Shakib just said, "Okay," and then Virat Kohli had more words to say as he walked off. But I found that rather surprising. See, at the other end, Virat Kohli has often done this.
Yeah.
So when opponents give it to him, can you afford that kind of a confrontation and losing a school? Nah, I think. So that is what happened. See, he was pointing at Taijul Islam.
Yeah. No, I saw the whole thing, but I didn't understand what was the trigger.
I think
was he unhappy with his dismissal?
No, I think when he was walking, Taijul was going towards the Bangladesh huddle. He might have said some words which didn't go down very well with him. So I don't know what did he say, but yeah. And anyway, if we know it, we can't say it on camera. So, and Kohli also gave out some chance expletives which were caught on camera as well. So, and already prior to this, Virat Kohli was already incensed, not for the dropped catch. Bangladesh were indulging in time wasting. The batsmen were tying their shoelaces, taking the time to adjust the gear. Virat Kohli was about to remove shirts and remove your shirt also, na. So already the fuse had been lit. When he got out cheaply, he exploded. So, and those 3.5 chances, I think he would want to erase 24th December from his memory for a very, very long time now. So, that is how I look at Virat Kohli has not got runs. KL Rahul has not got runs. Pujara did well in and there is Rahul.
Mr. Rawat is here.
Just in time?
No, match.
What, 15 minutes back it ended?
15 minutes.
Because Iyer and Ashwin showed a lot of intent after that. So they finished the game about 10 minutes to go before lunch. So that is
Iyer and Ashwin, if I was KL Rahul, if I was Rahul Dravid, I would send a Christmas cake to Shreyas Iyer.
Yes.
I would send a Christmas cake to Ravichandran Ashwin for 5 years now.
Yep.
Because they have saved him the blushes.
Yep.
They will be on my Christmas gift list for the next few years. Because the way the rest of the batting batted, I didn't have any hope. I don't know, a lot of people on social media were saying that, oh, you know what, I think India can win it from here. They are, Shreyas Iyer can do it, Ashwin can do it. But whatever I had seen of the Indian batting order,
look at the way how Iyer and Ashwin batted, nudging it into the gaps. Okay. Aditya Mohanty. Okay.
So,
what does he mean? Only
Karan Johar can save Indian cricket by calling both Rahuls, of course, Rahul Dravid and KL Rahul, on his coffee show. But unfortunately,
how does he save Indian cricket by calling? They can come, but
if they say something bad. So.
Oh,
when that happened.
Aditya. Okay.
But
Sorry,
fortune fluctuates in both ways. After that, Hardik Pandya became a much more mature player. KL has remained where he is, unfortunately, when it comes to form.
Fortunately or unfortunately.
So I was just reading his full comment. So Aditya Mohanty is saying only Karan Johar can save Indian cricket by calling both Rahuls on his coffee show. By both Rahuls, he mean KL Rahul and Rahul Dravid, not Rahul Rawat. क्योंकि selectors से तो कुछ होगा नहीं. CIA, FPI and Scotland Yard should try the mystery of what is happening in
the Indian cricket team. I've given up on analysing this Indian cricket team selection.
No, but would everything be forgotten what's happening in Indian cricket team after this win?
No. In fact, more questions will be raised. As to the approach, Ashwin and Iyer have given you the guiding light as to how you have to bat in 2023. Yeah. Nudge it into the gaps, rotate the strike, and after that show intent. Where is that intent in the top order? Okay, Pujara can stonewall and get out of trouble. Okay, Rishabh Pant follows that intent. He has one way of playing. Okay, in test matches, although rare failure for him in the second innings. So that is why. And on top of that, Shreyas Iyer has shown that he can have that intent. What about KL Rahul? What about Virat Kohli? Virat Kohli, okay, he's got the mojo back kind of in white ball cricket. Why kind of? Because both the centuries that he hit came in dead rubbers. Yeah. Not much of pressure.
Yeah.
But he did get white ball centuries. Here in the test matches, he's failed. Maybe he could do well in 2023. So, where is that intent in this Indian cricket team?
Why is, I'm just seeing a lot of comments. Why is so much criticism coming Rahul Dravid's way?
Yeah, I mean,
I'm asking.
No, ever since he took over, last year.
Yeah, the results have been very bad.
Yeah, have been very, very bad. In fact, something that we haven't experienced in a long, long time.
Yeah, like struggling in Bangladesh.
Yeah, see, not for the first time you lost a World Cup. Not for the first time you were knocked out in the semi-finals of an ICC tournament. But the problem is, what about the other? At least in bilateral series, we perhaps were one of the best teams in the world. But now you're losing to teams like Bangladesh. So I'm
It's
not,
a 7-year itch,
disrespecting. I'm not disrespecting Bangladesh, because in the past also you've lost to Bangladesh in Bangladesh. But then have we improved? We lost to England in that one test match where we could have won the series. We allowed England to chase down a target of 378. Then we lost in South Africa.
Yeah.
After being 1-0 ahead in that series. Of course, we lost the ODI series also. Then the Asia Cup.
Dravid had taken over by South Africa.
Yeah, South Africa he had.
Yeah.
So we lost that ODI series. Then Asia Cup, we didn't even make it to the finals. It was perhaps a 3-team competition.
Yep.
India, Pakistan and Sri Lanka. We all thought, considering how Sri Lanka was going through in their cricket, we thought it would be a final between India and Pakistan. Didn't happen. Thereafter, World Cup. And it's not just the results. I think what has affected more is how you've arrived at these results, because you didn't look like a world beating team. When we went for the ICC T20 World Cup, how many of us thought that India were the favorites? Of course, it was the Indian fan in us that perhaps would have told us, we can. But in our hearts, we knew that India were not the strongest of teams there. So that's one thing. And Rahul Dravid, and by the way, the BCCI hierarchy, the top hierarchy, isn't too happy with with how the Indian cricket or team is being run, because they got everything that they wanted. And same is the case with Virat Kohli also. Earlier, when Virat was the captain, that's exactly what happened. Now the same thing is happening all over again, and Rahul Dravid is at the helm. He has to be answerable, because when he took over, there were some tough calls that were made. Of course, Virat was removed as the ODI captain also. And so,
but it's the hierarchy that got this set up also. I'm saying the Indian cricket hierarchy only.
But Nikhil, a couple of years ago, if somebody would have told you, shouldn't we have Rahul Dravid as the head coach of this Indian team? I don't think anybody of us would have said no. Everybody would have said, oh, this would be the best decision that Indian cricket team or Indian cricket has ever taken. Rahul Dravid being the head coach of the Indian team.
Though I tell you, there were a few red flags. If you looked at, and again we've discussed it here before, but when he was made, we mentioned things like, I mean, nobody said that it's a wrong decision.
No, except one person did say.
Achha.
It happens to be his birthday today, not Santa Claus. That's Chandresh Narayanan.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. At that time, we had looked at the IPL, 2 stints that he had in the IPL, one with Rajasthan and Delhi, and they didn't really, turn out to be the way you expected. So, I mean, there was a bit of, at least I was 50-50 on it.
Apprehensive a bit.
I mean, 50-50, as in I was very happy also that a legend like Rahul Dravid was made, but I was not 100% sure where it's going to go. Like, I wasn't convinced that this is the best decision that has been taken, and maybe we thought that we'll wait for.
And he didn't have a good start in the Indian cricket team set. Remember when he was coaching the Indian team in Sri Lanka, they lost the T20 series 2-1.
Yeah.
And that was before he took over full time, because remember, India were in England at the same time, and Shikhar Dhawan captained them here.
And just I'm not giving a benefit of doubt to Rahul Dravid, but when he took over as the head coach, the Indian cricket was actually going through a turmoil, because Virat Kohli at that time had stepped down as skipper of the T20 team, and then he was removed in as the ODI skipper. So and you would remember that stage when India left for South Africa. Virat in that press conference, and after that everything got snowballed when he had pointed fingers at how he was removed, and then Saurav Ganguly came out. There were reports that the BCCI will send a show cause notice, and Rahul Dravid at that time, I think I don't know what the situation and environment would have been in that dressing room when Rahul Dravid took over, because see, Rahul Dravid, when he was appointed, when it was discussed with him, I'm sure he would have been told about the road ahead. He also would have had his inputs that this is what I want, this is what I want. But looking at how things are happening at the moment, I'm not even sure if Rahul Dravid is himself in control of what is happening. I'm not too sure.
But
I don't know. No, because I think the captain, maybe Rohit Sharma. I think maybe Rohit Sharma is the man who's pulling the strings.
Say right now.
Right now he is, because KL Rahul himself has said that he was confused
exactly.
looking at the wicket, and perhaps this was the one opportunity that he got.
So what happened here? Let's assume that he is in control. Rahul Dravid is in control.
You won the series 2-0.
Yeah, but you saw how.
But lost the ODIs 1-2.
That's what I'm saying. Let this win not paper over the cracks that exist in the Indian cricket.
Is it cracks? Or is there a structure in place for cracks? I think there is no structure. This Indian cricket team, I mean, as I have pointed out a lot of times, when was the last, injuries, player management, this rotation and everything, put all that aside. When was the last time most of your star players played together for 4 to 5 series? Together.
4 to 5 series? You tell me one series except for the ICC
no
T20.
consecutive series for that matter.
Okay, 2. Even 2 or 3. 3 series?
No, but in this case, there's been injury.
That's the problem.
That's what he's also saying.
Putting
At times
everything
you're
It is workload, man.
No, at times you are injured, at times you are resting, at times resting or workload management. 2.5 months you play IPL, then you are left with no other options.
But injury happened. Look at the France team. There was no Benzema, the Pogba. Everyone was injured.
No Kante.
Kante.
Injury happens. I think that is part of professional sport where you have to be playing
But you do see
irrespective
the
of.
French team playing together, right? The regulars, for a reason you say that the likes of Pogba and Kante made it to the playing 11. They were the starting 11 players in the starting 11 who went missing. With Team India, you don't see a time wherein the top 11 are actually playing together, and you only end up seeing that in, let's say, bigger tournaments. Now you'll end up seeing it, let's say, in the World Test Championship final. You'll have Rohit back. But what about the lead up to the World Test Championship final?
Example, Argentina. They played with their core all the way from the finalissima till the World Cup, isn't it?
Yeah.
The entire core was there. What happened?
That's the reason why by the end of the World Cup they ended up being on a winning streak.
Yeah. Despite a loss to Saudi Arabia. But
What do you do with injuries? But what do you do with injuries?
Either you play them on a
By
regular
the way,
basis.
speaking of injuries, you've got to be talking about injury management also. What happened with Jasprit Bumrah? What happened with Deepak Chahar?
You rested and rotated them there also. But what happened? All this rest and rotation thing is actually proving to be counterproductive. But you are entirely fit. Okay, Jasprit Bumrah, classic case. Mumbai Indians. 8 matches out of 8 they had lost, out of contention for the playoffs totally. Yet you played all 14. Why? Because Jasprit Bumrah was the man that defined Mumbai Indians, isn't it? Rohit Sharma was
So if I am Mumbai Indians, why am I going to think of resting him out?
Exactly.
I'm going to look at my team. Who am I to think of?
And the fact
You can't
is,
blame the franchises here for anything.
no, the fact is, Siddharth, if you pumped in thousands of crores
Exactly.
to run a franchisee, okay, and by the way, these franchisees, unlike Indian cricket, are ruthless.
Yep,
Okay,
absolutely.
If they're paying you something, they demand that you play for them and you give your 100%. There, it is a must. You have to play your best 11. It's a fact. And they are not as rigid as the Indian team, where you don't want to make changes. Everybody from the outside thought that UZ Chahal was the better option in
The
T20 World Cup. But then you were perhaps a little too rigid. In IPL, you can't do that. The best of players have to sit out. So that's in IPL. You have to play your best team.
Because this will be tested in June. Why? IPL begins in April, ends in May end.
May end, yeah.
And June 7th is the World Test Championship final, and looks like India are going to play at the Oval along with Australia. Because irrespective of what happens in the South Africa-Australia series, because Australia have got such a high percentage points buffer, they will be making it. And India, they have played their 2 against Bangladesh. You don't expect them to lose comprehensively the series in India, playing at home. They have not lost there for 11 years now. 2012, 2023 will be the 11th year. So, India and Australia are mostly playing that final at the Oval. But
No, you can afford to lose one match.
you can afford to lose. But I don't think in that one match thing, I think it's not happening that much now. Because South Africa didn't beat Australia 3-0.
No, but-
So, even that one match thing is also gone out of the window.
Nobody expected South Africa to beat Australia 3-0.
Yeah.
So, that is why.
One match gone out of the window, as in you can lose more than one match.
Yes, now you can lose more than one game.
At the match
So basically it's
even
done.
though At the match too.
Yeah,
At
because
the match you can
had South Africa won 3-0, their percentage points would surge up. India would have to
So
win.
now it's a given that India and Australia are playing.
It's all but certain.
See, mathematically speaking, it can't be said with utmost certainty.
Yeah.
Because mathematically, even South
Africa
has
are
a
in it
chance.
because they have 2 tests against the West Indies
Exactly.
remaining at home.
So which they win at, let's say,
They will win.
2-0.
But then India, if they win 3-1 or 2-1.
So then it will be looked at as success. Now, see, you've reached the World Cup. What if you go out and win the full Test championship?
Imagine.
Yeah.
Then
Imagine and
All the
Rohit is
cribbing that you're
Rohit
doing.
is injured and KL Rahul is leading India.
leading
in
and
that
you win,
Test
and you win
championship.
all your cribbing.
So that is why. Now it has increased 76 percentage points Australia. India is 58. South Africa's dipped to 54. And so that is why
50 and 50. That 50 and 50, 58 for India.
54, yeah.
The margins are fine.
The margins
KL
are not
Rahul
that
is
fine.
arranging.
Because South Africa can only get to, remember,
Saurabh Kumar.
4 points is for a draw,
Kuldeep
12 is for a
ko
win. That's why. That's
Where
why.
is Kuldeep?
Yeah, I was just looking at that.
Where is
one.
Kuldeep Yadav?
I think they're there in the front.
In the front.
They're there.
Right.
They're doing this.
I think Jaydev is behind
Jaydev.
him. Jaydev is behind him. Yep. So, oh boy. But again, look, 31st of May or 1st of June, the IPL final is happening. 5 days later, you head to England. What are you going to do then?
You know the.
So you don't expect
Ajay,
franchises.
I'll tell you one thing.
Let's say Mumbai are in the
I just
final.
saw
Do you expect
Shardul
them
Thakur.
to rest Jasprit Bumrah then for the World Test Championship?
Yesterday,
No chance, no chance.
yesterday we were there on Sports Tak. We got to know about something because I just saw this guy Shardul Thakur. Anybody has his phone with? Do you have? Na? Can you go and check Shardul Thakur's Twitter handle?
We like the thread.
I read an article. I didn't go.
Just go. You don't need to read the article anymore. You just can go and visit his Twitter handle and see the likes.
Yeah, I'm there.
Liked it, yeah.
3 likes.
Go and play Ranji instead of warming. At least they don't do politics with you. Hope you will do a comeback. Acha, he's like that. Okay, and then maybe in this pitch we need 3 pacers. Even then we should have gone with I am Shardul. He's like that. Somebody said work on your PR, Shardul. Nowadays team selection has been influenced by Twitter trends.
And Shardul has
Liked
liked.
Like it.
So 3 comments which that means it is pretty much evident and it exists in that dressing room. If a current player who's part of that setup, who's part of that
Yes.
dressing room, if he endorses, likes at least, I think, I don't know about retweets, but as far as likes are concerned, I think that's some sort of an endorsement. Tells you how Indian cricket is being run.
But
Interesting. I saw an article. I didn't read the likes
This is
yet.
alarming though.
Yeah, unless sometime you like by mistake.
But you can't.
Three.
But 3.
But not thrice, no. That's what I was thinking. Once you do it, okay, you'll get away. Okay, it happened by
You
mistake.
can't blame it all the time on the nephew.
No, okay. Honestly, asking one thing.
Nephew?
Nobody.
Who?
Nephew gate, remember?
My nephew liked
My nephew liked
Acha.
it. Can't blame it on the
Tell
nephew all
me,
the time.
honestly, nobody can be happy when they are not picked. I mean, that's again human nature, right? Nobody will be
but
happy. But nobody expresses it publicly, is what.
Exactly, but this is a public endorsement.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. See, at the moment, I'm assuming if Kuldeep Yadav would have also got a few tweets. He would be tempted to like them, but he's not going to like them because he knows the water. What Shardul has done is something that anybody would have done in his place. Only thing he's done it. Right? A lot of people, I'm just saying, honestly, right now sitting, whether it's Kuldeep or few other players who are not picked or get dropped, would be itching to, but the team hasn't noticed this yet. I don't think so. They know.
I think it will happen now.
Yeah.
अब सब phone खुलेगा.
What happened as in what? He'll say that. Say, I didn't know. What is like?
Sorry?
ये like क्या?
I was just scrolling. May have pressed it.
When I was scrolling out with thumb,
By
I would have
mistake.
pressed it by mistake. But for 3 times the mistake. Okay. Once bitten, twice shy, I understand, but 3 times the charm.
And I think 3 different dates also.
Exactly.
So there's no getting away.
I'm not too
There's
sure.
no
But
getting away
even
then.
No. I think it was
Same day.
I think so. 1 second.
If it is different.
Same day. No, 2 different days. So
Wow.
2 tweets on same day and 1 on the
So
following day.
he'll take a master stroke from his PR agency to get him out of it.
I know.
If at all he's to come up with a witty.
No, it's very easy. He just has to
Tap it
press
in.
like and it goes
like it. Yeah, Riju Bhattacharya. Ashwin is easily
One of the.
one of the top 5 test cricketers for India. His overseas record might be lopsided, but even Vaughan struggled overseas. Goat Ash Anna.
Riju, I don't agree with that statement on Vaughan. He struggled only in India, but apart from that, he was success everywhere else. He struggled only in India. He was a big success in South Africa, big success in England, big success in West Indies. He also did well in Pakistan, UAE, Sri Lanka, and New Zealand, but only struggled in India. And yeah, Ashwin doesn't get.
Who's that?
Siraj.
Yeah, Siraj. Yeah.
Mohammad Siraj, Rishabh
No,
Pant,
the other guy,
Kuldeep,
the other guy, the extreme right.
Aksar.
No, that wasn't. Nahi.
No,
Just went out of the frame now.
Okay.
It's against the light. Is it? This filming.
Umesh.
No, yeah. These must be the India A guys.
Abhimanyu Ishwaran.
These must be the India A guys.
Is this Ishwaran?
Yeah.
No, this. Who's the? No, I'm talking about the extreme right guy.
There was another.
That was another. Okay. Yeah. no
Well,
idea.
Mr. Shekhar saying optimistic that KL as captain before IPL 22 after we crash
South Africa.
that I will learn. No. I never said I'm optimistic. I said he is saying that give me time and that I will learn. This is what he said in an interview that I'd done with him. That yes, I've not. He himself said I've not been the best captain, but allow me time and I take time to learn. So I said we'll have to wait and watch what happens with him. When I was not optimist with even Rahul Dravid when he came at coach, he said we'll have to wait and watch. And same thing with KL Rahul.
And even when somebody like Rahul Dravid can say on this tour of Bangladesh that we are learning, KL Rahul at that time was newly.
I missed that. What?
At the start of this tour, I think. Start of this tour or after they had lost the ODI series?
ODIs in South Africa.
No, this series also. Rahul Dravid did say that we are learning.
Was it? I don't recollect that at all.
So if Rahul Dravid at this age and after the with that kind of an experience as a player cricketer, if he can say KL Rahul was just appointed as the captain then.
Yep. So
Bangladesh would feel they
hard done by.
could
it
have.
was a repeat of Multan 2003, like I told Nikhil. They had almost pushed
But
Pakistan
this
to the
is
brink.
in Bangladesh's history.
Since,
I've seen that every time against India, they will come very close to winning, whether it's white ball cricket, whether it's
White
test
ball.
match
It would hurt them
cricket.
more, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it will. It will. See,
Everywhere that World T20 game, they were going to
2016,
win. They lost.
how do you botch
That's
up in
16? Yeah,
2016.
2 of 3 needed.
Bangalore. Was
Yeah, Bangalore. And you had a golden chance to eliminate India from the competition. But no,
Yeah.
Bangladesh gave it to them on a platter.
By the way, I was when I was in Qatar, I was going by taxi, and the taxi driver was from Bangladesh, and the match was on. So I was asking him, so no, the same thing. I think it was a 1 day or something,
Yeah.
whatever. So he said, no, same with India. They will be winning, and then they'll find a way to lose. So even the Bangladeshi fans know that how they botch up.
And it was scored the target that they had given was 145, not 245, by the way. So
Try telling it to the
still-
top order who batted with
What was the
no
hotline
intent.
number?
Huh?
What was the hotline number?
72619. Now with punt falling, it was 9.
Nine.
72619. And Shreyas Iyer 29.
I think
Number 7 and number 8 outscored the top
Why
order.
can't I'm saying I think maybe it's a long time we keep saying Indian batsmen play well against spinners, but what that has been shattered anyway.
Yes.
That we've established the last good 7-10 years that it doesn't happen. But this kind of performance, like you are actually, I was reminded of whether it's like English players or things like that.
Yeah.
That as soon as the spinners come, and Shakib also knows he puts the spinners, you're actually panicking. That is another thing, that you're not the best players of spin anymore, and this, as I said, has been established. But actually that panic situation where if fielders are around you, you're panicking, every ball you're looking to survive, that never happened in Indian cricket.
just somebody like KL Rahul. Now, I am told that Siddharth yesterday said that he's going to go on leave because he's getting married, and early next year in January.
I didn't know. Media report.
I'm not too sure about his T20, whether he will be an automatic choice for the T20s. I think the next big goal for KL Rahul should be that Australia series.
Border Gavaskar Trophy. Yeah.
Once he's done, all these players, they take so much of rest just to manage their workload. Why can't he go and play Ranji Trophy?
But when does he do that?
No, I'm asking, but why can't he?
He might eventually have to if they end up picking Shubman Gill instead of him. So Shubman and Rohit could open then for you.
No, I'm saying eventually is something different. I'm saying the Ranji season is on. They've just one match is. I think they're done with just one. No, and why can't
The
a Rohit-
turnaround
But when
time
does
for
he
the
do that?
series is not there.
When does he do that?
Turnaround time.
Why?
See, because 10th onwards the ODIs are played.
No, so you take rest from the ODIs also. You take rest from that New Zealand tour also.
And then he can play Ranji.
Why can't you?
He can play Ranji.
So how can he take rest from ODIs? It's the ODI World Cup year, na?
And the problem is from 10th onwards until
Yes, to
28th you play only ODIs. 3 ODIs against
Also-
Sri Lanka, 3 against New Zealand.
Then you're
Back to
risking your
back.
place. Then you're risking your place in the white ball setup also. If you're moving away just to secure, in the hope that Ranji Trophy will get you a place in red ball cricket.
I can understand if Vijay Hazare
I
wasn't
thought,
played now, you should
some
go
of
and play
these
Vijay Hazare.
some of these players were big enough to just walk into the Indian 11 whenever they wanted.
But KL Rahul, the numbers aren't with him right
He's
now.
the vice captain. To give him
But
the
even then, he's on
no.
the ninth.
Today you are questioning his place. A month ago, nobody was.
He's been under the scanner, hasn't been since the.
No, if he was under the scanner, he was made the he was made the captain of this team. He was the vice captain. You could have appointed Cheteshwar Pujara as your captain. You could have appointed Ashwin as your captain. You could have appointed Rishabh Pant as your captain, but you didn't. If he was under the scanner, there were 3 other contenders. I understand that he was your vice captain. It was the obvious choice that he would be leading the team in the absence of Rohit Sharma. But I'm saying, a lot of these players. I'm not too sure about Ashwin, by the way. I'm not too sure. I hope that he will get a chance in the ODIs because
He will.
you will need an Ashwin. At least you will be made to feel that you need an Ashwin in India for the ODIs. But then even Ashwin can go back to Ranji Trophy because you learn a lot. I remember when MS Dhoni had announced his retirement from Test cricket. Shikhar Dhawan though has never announced his retirement from Test cricket. Shikhar Dhawan also gave up Test cricket. I remember we were doing an interview with Mr. Gavaskar upstairs on the 2nd floor. He was very furious. He said, why can't these players, irrespective of whether he was MS Dhoni or Shikhar Dhawan, they should go and play Test cricket. Why? It's not just about it's also about game time. You have to
You mean Ranji Trophy cricket?
Yeah, exactly. Ranji Trophy. So, irrespective of whether it was Ranji Trophy, Syed Mushtaq, Vijay Hazare, he said it is also about. Now, MS Dhoni wasn't playing Test cricket, which so majority of the year, most of the year, he wasn't playing anything. Just T20s and ODIs. Now, it is, and his form was deteriorating day by day. So if he would have spent some time playing Ranji Trophy, and spinners were he was facing trouble against spinners also. So playing Ranji Trophy games does enhance your confidence, and that is exactly what this Indian team, especially the top order, is suffering with. Confidence against the spinners. They don't know whether to play a delivery on the back foot or on the front foot. Now, I'm nobody to advise or suggest what Virat Kohli should do or shouldn't do. Yesterday he seemed very confident. The way he was blocking, he was defending the ball on a long stride, and defending the delivery ball, and eventually he got so confident, and perhaps that was all premeditated, because what Mehdi Hasan did, he just pulled back the length. That ball should have been played on the back foot, but he was so long way ahead with that front foot that there was no chance to adjust thereafter once the ball had left Mehdi Hasan's arm. So
But that's in an ideal world what you're saying, that go play Ranji Trophy. You know that none of these players.
But why can't
But
they?
even for a Virat Kohli right now, I was looking at his numbers in the last 10 innings. I think the maximum he scored is 45 in tests.
Yes.
In the other 9, his second highest, I think, is 29. So even for a Virat Kohli, of course, he's a legend of the game, a great of the game. Many calling him the GOAT as well. But not a bad idea for him. When
No, idea is very
coming in
good.
thinking
Doesn't
fast.
happen. I'm saying in an ideal world.
That's what I'm saying. You're
idea
right.
is good.
You are right.
They prefer doing practice instead, one-on-one practice. They get their personal batting coaches. Again, I think this is what they believe. Or maybe I don't know whether there's merit in that they feel it's below their dignity.
That's
now
what
to
I think.
go
That's what I
and
think.
play.
That's what I think.
That's what's widely believed, but again,
Yeah.
is that
But that was not the case earlier. But
Yes.
like he's talking about Mr. Gavaskar's
Gavaskar,
time,
yeah.
that he used to in fact go and play for his
Yes.
club Dadar Union also whenever he had time to go and
In
play.
fact,
Because
most
there was
of them-
rivalry like that.
Yes.
Again, Shivaji Park,
Shivaji
this,
Park.
that.
And this club culture at that time was very strong. In fact, these clubs were loaded with your India internationals, stalwarts of
Yeah.
Indian.
I mean, until
That
the
is-
90s.
But then it's the same set of players. You got a Shastri, you got somebody who's extremely close to Virat, and other former cricketers who saying no, we don't want T20 leagues, we want domestic cricket. We've got so much domestic cricket. Play domestic cricket. Enhance your skills.
And-
why go overseas?
And
where's all that? talk
Nikhil,
then?
They all endorse IPL. Everyone endorses. Which are the players that you mentioned, former players who don't endorse IPL? They all say it's great for
But
Indian cricket.
That cannot just apply to white ball cricket, no. For red ball as well, why can't you?
but
play
I'll tell you,
domestic cricket?
your white ball cricket is improving. You have lot of talent in white ball cricket. Today we are losing in white ball cricket because of
Wrong team
certain
composition.
decisions that we have not taken. There is immense talent in white ball cricket. Where you are lacking talent is your Ranji Trophy. Where in 5-day cricket. Tell me. Because now every Ranji Trophy player also wants to play the IPL. So they can easily skip Ranji Trophy. It is so heartening to see a Jaydev Unadkat being rewarded for his domestic performances, for the consistency with which he has played and has taken wickets in domestic cricket. Unfortunately, your domestic in Ranji Trophy, I think in red ball cricket, you don't have that kind of talent that you have in white ball cricket. You need to make some changes as far as your white ball cricket is concerned, especially T20s. These young kids, they are actually fearless. You just have to tell them that give them a few assurances. That's it. They just express themselves. And Ishan Kishan, there is some I don't know what because you have certain players who have been playing for ages now. You need to tell them that it's time. The youngsters need to come into this Indian setup. And white ball cricket, I doubt if I think you are perhaps if you make those changes, you would be at par with somebody or a team like England. Red ball is.
There is
So
also
Red Ball, you are playing the World Test Championship final.
Every year.
2 out of 2.
2 out of 2.
Bangladesh, you go to Bangladesh, you went to
Actually, the most consistent side. Last time, New
Bangladesh.
Zealand.
But
no, India.
I'm just curious here because of course a couple of weeks back, in fact, from now, India were mathematically in it. Have India reached this stage by dint of sheer effort? Do they deserve it, or it's been a couple of favors
Absolutely
that
they do.
India have gotten?
No favor. See,
That is another debate on the format of the test championship.
yeah.
That is a different debate.
See,
Take 1 hour.
3 losses have hurt India in their quest to assure their solidity in the World Test Championship final. 2 against South Africa, 1 against England. Apart from that, you had a draw against New Zealand. Apart from that, you have won everything and everywhere.
So that's what I'm saying. The whole
Exactly.
format may be under question, as in, which team is playing what. There's no consistency
Yes.
there. So certain cycles you'll be playing somewhere, some don't play against.
For example, England would say we play a 5-test series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Though they look at percentage.
Now they look
points,
at
yeah.
percentage points.
Yeah.
That had to come up because of COVID, the situation.
Yeah. But even then, it's not fair.
That
I mean,
also made
which
it precarious for
conditions,
India.
where, how
The
many
whole
home
rule
series, how
changed.
many away series.
These ranking
hurt Australia.
systems everywhere,
for India
every
as well,
sport, except
out of
for, by the
nowhere.
way, ATP. I think tennis may have the best ranking
Yeah,
system.
but there also sometimes it's a bit weird where somebody has won 2 titles, doesn't go number 1 because if you lose one final which you were defending,
Yeah.
and then you
points.
lose a lot of points. So I know that no system is going to
It
be
is
ideal.
better than majority of your other sports disciplines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Acha Shubham, what a player
Here-
Shreyas is. All agendas against him by many. But he stands tall and saved. What is Rahul and Rahul?
Rahul and Rahul.
Only Rahul and Rahul is KL Rahul and Rahul Dravid, not Rahul Rahul.
Yeah.
Only reason I back him is his that he is a gutsy player. Need to be
Captain /
or
vice
vice
captain.
captain.
By the way, he will also come into this captaincy. Yeah, because he captains his IPL team.
Yeah. Kolkata Knight Riders.
Then why was he removed by the Delhi Capitals?
That
So
we
Delhi had to make a
discussed that in
choice.
detail. I don't know.
Delhi had to make a choice between him and Shreyas.
Yeah.
They said between him
Pant
and
and-
Pant. They made their choice
Yeah.
clear.
That is a close call.
But you have to give it to Shreyas Iyer. You know,
Yeah.
despite people calling that him
Short ball.
exactly bunny, short ball
By the way,
bunny,
he's not got man of the series. Pujara has.
Jara
190 runs in that first test match.
But I think
should have gone to
Yeah.
Shreyas. Because both times at Pujara partnership in Chattogram, it was Shreyas Iyer who bundled them out and got them to 404. Then in this
Yeah,
test
both-
match,
both. With Pant first.
and this.
You know, if you look at this brief test career of Shreyas Iyer, against New Zealand he got
Saved you that
100.
test.
Yes.
Got 100. Then in the next test he saved that test match with that 50. Riddhiman
Kanpur.
Saha.
Yeah.
With Riddhiman Saha.
Yeah.
Then I think in between also he played a few good innings. Here, first test match. Because see, second innings, you as it is, you were winning that test match.
Yeah.
Second innings was कर लो बहती गंगा में हाथ धो लो सब. So first innings,
the first
Cheteshwar Pujara got a 90. Shreyas Iyer
86.
86.
3 chances. 2 dropped and a bowled. But he
Nobody
still
would
made it,
remember.
yeah.
We remember it today. I think next year, a couple of
Even
years,
2 months later.
except for Siddharth, nobody would remember.
That also you'll have to check sometime. It could be wrong.
So
Not that often.
We'll have to check.
he got an 86.
No, but that too, you can check the footage. I'm not wrong in that.
He got an 86 here also. He got you out of the jail.
Yes.
So I
Both
think
the
Yeah,
innings.
maybe Akshar, they could have given it to Akshar or Mehdi Hasan.
No, Mehdi struggled in the first test. He just did well in the second test.
We to were invincibles. Huh?
See, we have only lost 3 tests in this entire cycle.
Who?
We, the Indian cricket team. We won 2-0 against Sri Lanka. We defeated Bangladesh 2-0. 1 test against England, we lost 2 against South Africa. And let's see what happens with the Border Gavaskar Trophy now. 4 tests. The last series for India in this cycle. So, your overseas cycle has finished.
So this was
So, it is a very mixed bag that you have.
the last
2-1 loss, 2-2.
cricket match of this.
Yep. No, not the last. You got 2 tests. 26 to 30th Boxing Day.
For India.
अरे
India के लिए last,
but
yes.
दुनिया हमें क्या लेना दुनिया से? we are happy with our Indian team.
His team is New Zealand. Na?
That they're playing across the border just now.
अच्छा पाकिस्तान.
Pakistan, New Zealand. Yeah, Karachi. Whoa, all matches in Karachi, by the way.
Shubham is thanking you, Siddharth, for always supporting Shreyas Iyer and his talent. When other people were targeting him for short ball, the only reason I back him is that see the determination and hunger in him, despite his short
Yeah,
ball
yeah.
issue.
Yeah, Mumbai Khaduspan. Absolute Mumbai
That you have to
Khaduspan.
give him credit, absolutely. And in white ball cricket also, huh?
Yeah.
White ball cricket also, his numbers are very good. That's why I keep pointing out when people say short ball, short ball.
And in the last two tours, New Zealand and Bangladesh, who's been the most consistent? Shreyas Iyer.
So Ullas is saying lot many good players are troubled over due to their incompetent selection process
Is it?
by man.
Screwed over.
No, but that's
Or you could say Stone
that's
Cold
not
Steve
an on-air
Austin.
language. So
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Censored comments.
due to the incompetent selection process by management, did not expect this from Dravid. No, but as I said, just go back and look at the two IPL teams that he was managing. One was Rajasthan and
Yep.
one was Delhi.
DC.
And both that time I remember because, we're doing shows. I remember that one question that would often come was this about selection. That, one player sometime who's not doing very well is getting a long run. Sometime who's doing well could be dropped. I don't know what the reasons behind that was. I keep remembering, maybe you remember it more, it was that Rajasthan season where they were cruising into the top 4 and then from there on they, just started making a few irrational changes, trying to experiment and they started losing a lot of matches and I think missed out or almost missed out on that cut where they were secured to make it. Which season it was, I can't remember. It was that season where I think Mumbai had to chase in some 14 odd overs against
2014.
against Rajasthan.
195 they had to 190 they had to get in 14.1.
Yeah, something like that. And then,
Yeah.
then Kumble was with Mumbai Indians, the coach,
Yeah,
and Rahul
Dravid
Dravid
was-
was with Rajasthan. So briefly, I remember.
Yeah,
And to a stage where then Dravid threw his cap down
because
in anger.
actually they had reached 14.1 189. But then they said, what next? You have to hit a 4 or a 6 in the next ball to qualify.
To go.
So
Aditya Tare hit James Faulkner for a 6.
yeah,
And Dravid flung the cap down.
yeah, through the cap. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm not surprised with these selections, and these selections have now, if you take a look at it, there were issues in the Asia Cup, there were issues at the T20 World Cup, there are issues here in the Test match. Imagine in a Test match where I think almost 70-80% of the overs bowled by spinners.
Spinners, yes.
Clearly, and you played one spinner less. Into a situation where in the last innings, Bangladesh were like more than happy to, with the new ball, the spinners came in very fast.
Yep.
In a situation like that, you played, and this with KL Rahul saying he asked the management what to do.
Because he was confused.
At least okay, he's honest enough to accept it, that I didn't know, so I asked somebody who knows
It was a
better.
confusing wicket.
Yeah.
Even if I was
But
confused,
2018
I would
Lords was not confusing. 2018 Lords where
Yeah,
you
but
played
different
two
setup.
spinners.
World Test
on a-
Championship was
Yeah.
Wasn't even there at that time.
and you had a complete full day because the match got delayed. No,
Washed
the
off.
start
Start
got
was
delayed.
washed off. Yep.
So Shubham
But
Garg
that
is
was
saying
not Lords, that was Southampton.
Southampton.
No, I mean,
he's
even in
talking about
2018.
Lords.
18.
Kuldeep, they're also
Lords.
Yeah.
But he became the fall guy. And in Southampton, on a spinning deck, you played only one. That was Ashwin.
Yeah.
So that's a. Shubham Garg, India Jan schedule 6 ODIs, 6 T20Is. 12 practice days and travel days, all matches at different venues. This is absurd scheduling.
This,
But this will happen.
But I understand what, and I agree also. But then this is for the health and popularity of the sport in the country, and also you have to take care of the so many cricket associations. You have to give them matches, so that's how it works.
But is it good for the health of cricket? I don't know. See, then that's what I'm saying. It's a catch-22 situation. One, for players, and I think traveling is very tough, especially when you're going to like far off venues or you're taking a flight. It's not like a driving distance.
I know.
So then you have that. Then because of that tight schedule, because BCCI says okay, we have to keep everyone happy, which is even touring teams, their
Yes.
boards, you have to reciprocate. Then you expect, and if then players pull out, because of this tiring schedule, then we are the ones who will criticize also that, listen, why is the full team not playing? Why are you experimenting?
And he's
all that.
talking
So it's a
about
bit of a-
and he's talking about traveling. Remember, in this IPL, that same home and away is back.
Yeah.
7 matches here and 7 you'll have to travel to different names. Kolkata,
You
Mumbai.
ask all players who play IPL, they say actually the worst part of IPL is there's flights. Yeah. Because they finish very late and then they have early morning flights.
Because that's why I'm a big fan of how the IPL 2022 was killed. On all the games in Maharashtra. You don't
yeah,
have
but
to
that
travel
was because
much.
of
COVID, yeah.
how can it happen like
You are
that?
a big fan of.
He's from Bombay, so he wants all matches to be played in. What about the
But
rest of the
actually,
country?
logistics and fatigue wise, it's a better thing.
Yes, but what about the rest of the country?
No, this was
Yeah,
what
this was
IPL was
the
meant to be.
Yeah.
Though Corona might make a return,
comeback,
then
that's
you may
why.
still.
IPL, they are.
All matches in Mumbai. Women's IPL.
That's okay
5
because
teams
the
or 16?
first- 5 teams.
5 teams, and you'll also have icon players, by the way.
Yep.
This time.
Yes. From March 3 to March 25, I think that is the dates for the women's IPL.
Icon players would be there.
That means it's coinciding with your final few games of the Border Gavaskar Trophy also. Because I think 9th onwards, I think Border Gavaskar Trophy starts, February. So,
Yeah.
4 games in Mumbai. I mean, you got 4 venues in Mumbai. Wankhede, Brabon, D.Y. Patil, and then you got, if you want, the BKC ground. So, if Mumbai has that, the logistics and all, because again, look, maybe in February, March, you may have the biobubble situation all over again. Because of the spread of the thing. Either the players don't want the biobubble, they have also suffered fatigue for the past 2 years because of that. It's a catch-22 situation, and this fatigue will hurt them big time. Because suppose Delhi Capitals play Chennai, they will have to travel to Chennai, and then very next, say 3 days later, they are going to Kolkata. It's a big toll. Yeah, India is a massive country. It's not a small country. Delhi to Chennai takes 3 hours.
4 to 3 hours, yeah.
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 We all think that
About the same time to Kolkata.
that Mercator scale indicates India is this much, but if you look at it, it's huge. 3 hours travel time, yeah. Virat Kohli, Dhanushel is saying, Virat Kohli after playing 100 plus test matches still getting out to his weakness outside the off stump. People talk Shreyas' weakness of short ball.
But we have also spoken about Virat Kohli weakness outside off stump
Yep.
before.
Of course.
And there is no player in the world that there's no rule that okay, you've played 100 test matches, so now you won't have any weaknesses.
Your
Game
Virat
keeps
Kohli
evolving.
and Rohit Sharma are very, very lucky that they have not had bowlers who exploited their weaknesses on a consistent basis. Rohit Sharma still has a very prominent weakness. Get the ball in, nip backer, there's a gap, bold or LBW.
And you know, all these years, so many times we've seen your lower middle order has gotten you out of jail. Your fast bowlers have done so well. At home, your spinners have won you games. It's the top order that is struggling now.
Yes.
And unfortunately, Virat is also part of it. And with age here, you need to change a few things. Even Tendulkar, who's played for 24 years, he made so many adjustments to his cricket. You know, bat weight, a lot of those things, how you take your stance and all these things, these minor adjustments, Virat also I'm sure has made. Like for example, I remember in England and that tour of 2018 was it?
2 centuries very good.
He started to bat outside the crease, way outside the crease.
To negate Anderson's swing.
Exactly. So there are a few adjustments that you need to make, but you know, I've never seen what happened yesterday. One single, not just because it is Virat Kohli, but I don't remember if this has happened with any player.
3 catches dropped.
4 catches.
3 by Virat. 3
No, 4 catches.
Virat dropped 4.
Virat dropped 4, and one was when he claimed
One was
fifth
half
was
a chance.
fifth. No, it was not a chance. It,
Half, but it
dropped
bounced
short.
just
Dropped
out.
Yeah.
It
So
fell
3
short.
drops, I
No,
think.
4 dropped catches.
Really?
4 dropped catches. I've never seen this.
He was wrong-footed on one occasion.
4.
No, but you can't say he was
Yeah.
wrong footed.
But
Anticipation.
Drop.
Drop is a drop, yeah. Anticipation-wise, he dropped the catch.
4,
Exactly.
3, 4.
4.
4.
And one after the other.
Yeah.
I've never seen that. And you know, it also tells you that your captain, the person who was leading the team,
Yeah,
didn't have
there's no way
the
that
courage
he-
to
Yeah.
tell Virat that you need to stand somewhere
You're
else.
having a bad day in the field and you go somewhere else.
And once you drop a catch, then it plays on your mind. Suddenly,
If
the next
I was
one came-
Virat, I would have moved away from slip myself. Because all I'm saying, no, I'm saying it happens. If you play cricket, a certain days, something, if it's not happening, you tend to say that maybe, that concentration is not there or whatever. I mean, the best of slip fielders have dropped, but if it's happening more often than not, then you say, okay, I'll go off a bit or whatever, let somebody else come and get my concentration, because slip catching is all about concentration. So, it is possible that it's a bit off.
That's what Virat Kohli makes difficult catches look easy, easy catches look hard. That's
Yeah,
how Virat
sometime he
Kohli-
has. In mid-wicket and all, I remember
And
something like
yesterday Siddharth said that we lost that South Africa game.
New Zealand and South Africa.
India.
Remember the Basin Reserve Test match 2014?
No, not the test match.
The South Africa
T20
World Cup
game because of
He dropped
that
Miller
Virat-
and then
Miller,
Markram.
no.
He was blaming Virat yesterday for that loss. Imagine.
See, he dropped I still maintain the most expensive catch of the decade he dropped. Virat Kohli at the Basin
Semi-final.
Reserve. 9, Brendan McCullum.
Chandresh,
302.
many happy returns of the day, Chandresh.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Chandresh.
Chandresh. Wearing sweaters, we don't get. Acha, okay, he's in Bombay, no?
Okay, there's no winter.
Chandresh,
Super
I can show you his messages by the way, yesterday. He just bombarded me with those messages that tomorrow India will lose. India will lose. I said, no, yaar, it's not going to happen. He said, no, India will. Watch out. I said, what is that? Acha.
Yeah, Rajan Thind. I think that super chat is gone.
I think Virat was slow to react also.
Mehak Danju. I had realized one thing from Asia Cup till now. Nikhil is very neutral when he criticizes players, but criticizes more when it comes to Kohli.
Not me.
Nikhil's colleague. Nikhil's colleague.
Virat
Why are you
and
taking my
Nikhil are-
name? Why aren't you taking the next name?
Huh?
Yeah, Vikrant sir.
Or either don't take any name.
Okay.
No,
I
Virat
just read
and
that
Nikhil are
last
very-
line and I thought, okay.
What is this wishy-washy censorship?
I am Vishwanathan anyways.
Wishy-washy.
Vishy, I am Vishy. Washi is Sundar.
This one.
This one, yeah. KL took the names of all of the Indian bowlers in the post-match print but didn't mention Kuldeep.
May have forgotten.
That I
But
He mentioned-
Kuldeep didn't play, so that's why he won't have
No,
taken.
all the bowlers as in series, I'm sure. See, he's
Okay.
That bowling attack, has been the case for the main. Whether we've gone overseas in recent
Shardul
years,
Thakur also he must have missed, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You must have taken names of just this game. I don't know. I haven't heard, so there's no point commenting on it. What if he said, the current bowlers bailed us out in the
Bailed
match,
us out, yeah.
talking about the match situation, whether it was Umesh or Siraj
But
or
a lot of talk about
Ashwin.
the Indian batting. Should we just speak about the Indian bowling as well? Because, of course, we talked about the fact that it's the Indian batting order that is, caught in dire straits right now. But we've made it a habit of consistently picking up 20 wickets off the opposition, and that's credit to the Indian bowling.
Yeah, but on this pitch, if you didn't pick up 20 wickets, then there'd be something seriously wrong with the bowling. On this kind of track. But yeah, I get your point that the bowling has been doing the job. I think the last pitch wasn't this bad, and they ended up picking up all the wickets. Actually, for bowling, there are a lot of competition also. Right now there is no Jasprit Bumrah, there is no Mohammad Shami, and yet I think.
Ishant Sharma also now.
But
think they have
Ishant
moved
in
past
Test
Ishant
cricket is
now.
And a
tough.
lot of credit has to go to Virat Kohli also.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Grooming
Always
those fast
backed his
bowlers.
Siraj is one guy who's risen because of Virat Kohli.
Yes.
Cheering family. There are a lot of good replacements for KL Rahul. What are those replacements?
He's talking
For
about
KL
batting or
I'm sure
captaincy?
batting. What are the replacements who already aren't playing?
Shubman will
Shubman
be.
would be-
if he's
Shubman
trying
is
to say
already
that.
there.
No,
Rohit
that's
is
not
already
Rohit
there.
fit.
Lot of replacements as in.
Prithvi Shaw.
Yeah, Prithvi, Mayank
cricket.
also.
Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
No, Mayank and Prithvi Shaw
Yeah.
did get their opportunities, then they were discarded
Yeah.
because of poor performances.
Yeah.
So
You can always go. So, by
then
the
you
way, similar for Shikhar Dhawan also. Huh? He also was discarded. He was your
In-
regular test opener.
No, but he
at
also
one point.
didn't make any effort to
That's
come
what I-
back.
I mean, effort as in what? Now you'll say go play domestic cricket.
Yeah.
Nobody goes and does that.
But that no, Shikhar did play the Vijay Hazare.
Yeah.
I think 1 or 2 games he played. Ishant, even at this age, I don't know whether it is right or wrong. He went and played that first Ranji Trophy match. Did he? No, he played the Vijay Hazare.
Yeah, he played.
No, he played the Ranji Trophy game also, the first game.
Yeah, he didn't play
Yeah.
the second game.
Yeah.
Surya played both games. Sanju played
Yeah.
both games for Mumbai and Kerala respectively. So,
Mumbai has always been like this. You know, to be very honest, Mumbai has been all these years.
Yeah.
A lot of players may not play, but a lot of Mumbai players do play domestic cricket.
That's also, I think, their the culture is that the
Yes.
former players tell the younger
Yes.
ones you have to play. The board also demands that player be made available.
And a lot of former players you will see.
Pretty much in the DNA.
yeah, and
Yeah.
imagine that 1991 Ranji final. Look at the players there: Sanjay Manjrekar, there was Sachin Tendulkar, Vinod
No,
Kambli,
those days,
Chandrakant Pandit.
those days, all other places also they used to play,
Yeah.
and they had time all states. But I'm
Wing
saying
circle.
in the recent past,
Yeah.
where all other states.
91 Haryana.
Haryana.
When Haryana won.
For the first time, Mumbai
Yeah.
lost at the Wankhede in a final.
Yeah.
99 was in Gwalior, if I'm not.
91.
91.
No, I'm saying
99. Yeah,
was
that
in
was
Gwalior,
Gwalior.
I think.
I think it was played under lights also.
Wankhede, so I know 90.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was the first one played under lights.
Lights.
Yes, that's correct.
Manas Singh, don't you think it is unfair for a captain, Rohit he means, who is appointed for a particular trophy unlike Dhoni?
No, Manas, firstly, everyone, even Dhoni, there is nothing, technically, the captain is only appointed per series. There is never, even in Dhoni's case, even in anyone's case, every time the selectors sit to pick a team, they have to pick the captain also. Just that during Dhoni's time, it was a formality, but it still happened because I'll give you an example of this one time where there was a selector that suddenly came up with an idea that let's not have Dhoni as a captain also. That was then vetoed by the chairman. So it wasn't that Dhoni was also told that sitting today, oh, your captain, we are sitting in whatever 2012 and your captain till 2015 or whatever. There's nothing like that. Every series they get picked. So same with Dhoni, same with Rohit, everyone. Just that we took it for granted that that is going to happen, and it was there. Obviously,
But
there was
with
no
Rohit, you
reason.
had 3 things on the line. No? Like one, you had the World T20, you have the ODI World Cup, you also have the Test Championship. So 3 trophies are
Yeah,
not
that's
one, I
because
would
he
say.
came much later as a captain.
As a captain.
I mean,
But his
Dhoni
whole
was
appointment, I'm saying, you had these 3 trophies or these 3 tournaments
in mind because he
mind.
himself may not have continued after that.
Exactly.
But in Dhoni's case, because he was much younger, so you're never thinking like, oh, he's only going to play this one trophy and then he will not be available to play. But that conversation also came back with Dhoni when he was at the twilight of his career.
Yes.
That conversation started, right? That who will we have after this World Cup? So then they looked at it.
Yep. Yes, Chandresh was 1997. Yes.
97, yeah, Gwalior, yeah. That's what I said. It was under lights. It was the first game that was played under lights.
Yep. Yes, we hope cheering family India should have an attacking top order in test. We hope so because now they have only potentially 4 or 5 more chances to show their mettle. One is the 4 tests against Australia and the 1 World Test Championship final. That's how it will be.
This Shubham, what he's saying is exactly what we were saying, right?
When it's a close game, Bangladesh gets nervy. Happened many times. Yeah, 2016 World T20, 2018 Nidahas Trophy, 2021, 2022 World T20.
145, hats off to them that they made a match out of it, to be very honest. 145. So it was always a difficult task.
Stop spamming our chat, Chandresh.
Chandresh, imagine Chandresh born on 25th. He's a unique character, no?
Yes.
Yes, he is. His full name is Chandresh Narayanan. You must say that because recently he sent a mail to somebody with just Chandresh and he was mistaken for another Chandresh. So he sent.
Is there any other
Yeah,
Chandrasekhar?
there are.
No, that you know of.
Yeah, I do. Not anybody famous.
No, we know of.
He is famous, but
we know. We
other
already
one-
know of him.
Other
He
one,
is, he
other
is.
one is not famous. You know, that's Narayanan.
Narayana.
Chandrasekhar Narayanan.
He is, which is
Merry
part
Christmas.
of his clan, na? Same.
Huh?
Yes.
He is not a T.
Yeah,
No, Chandrasekhar is a Tambram.
so is he.
But I have
You have doubts.
no, not doubts. Doubts. No doubts. He himself has created all those doubts.
Who? Chandresh or me?
You, of course. Chandrasekhar is a proud Tambram.
I am a Tamra. I'm proud.
But you're not proud.
Of course I'm proud.
And he will now take the conversation towards Kavya Maran now somehow.
India needs election.
Is Indian cricket, Vikram Talwar, is Indian cricket a private property of coach and captain? No.
No.
No, nothing is. You know the answer to it. You don't have to ask it. But it is they who are in charge, and so when they are in charge, then they do take all the call, and that's how cricket is being played all this while.
Alok Thakur, isn't Hardik Pandya the new T20I captain?
Yes, he is.
Not
Officially,
officially.
But yes, all but yes.
Yeah.
I'll be surprised if he is not leading the Indian team against against Sri Lanka, next year.
Yeah.
From third.
Yeah.
Yep.
What is today is 25th.
25th, 3rd January. The
I think
T20
the
is.
team should be announced in next couple of days or maybe today.
Yep.
Yeah.
Pradeep Srivalsan, replacement for KL, Hanuma Vihari, Ishan Kishan, Prithvi Shaw, Samson or Sundar. Rohit, Virat and KL should not be part of the same 11.
Well, I think that in
Too
Test cricket, I don't know whether
Yeah.
that is. Yeah.
Aniket asking for an update on the selection committee. Rahul bhai? Update
Is the
on
selection committee selected? No, not
Oh
yet.
no,
No,
I think
no,
the current selection committee will do the
Yep.
job.
Yep.
Yep.
Athar Ali Khan.
Oh, he's wearing white shoes. Yesterday he wore red shoes.
Let's go down.
Athar Ali Khan.
Yesterday wore red shoes.
Red shoes.
Who
Athar.
is wearing?
White shoes now.
Is Virat taking rest against Sri Lanka?
I think he'll rest the T20Is. He'll play the ODIs against New Zealand
Will you
and
call it a rest or
break.
no? Will he take that decision or the selectors will take that decision?
Yeah. I hope the selectors.
Yeah.
But
No,
there isn't a selection committee right now.
No, the selectors, whoever are the selectors at the moment, who will select the team for the Sri Lanka
Yeah.
series.
I hope they take that, not.
Yeah, so
No,
they will
I-
select it with the next T20 World Cup in mind, right?
Yeah.
And so they will look at a
I
team
think
that,
Ideal world,
I
yes.
think whether whether Virat takes, I think it would be better if the selectors give
Yeah.
him the rest.
Yep. But again, he didn't play in New Zealand. He's played in Bangladesh.
What he played the ODIs, not the T20s, no.
Who? Virat played all.
Are Bangladesh? T20s
Bangladesh, he
didn't
played
have an-
ODIs and tests. He didn't play in New Zealand the entire series.
I know, not a lot of people because you were
Yeah.
going straight from
From
the World
Australia,
Cup to this thing. So for the, I think selectors will take a call and will KL Rahul, of course. Fortunately, he is, as Siddharth told me, that he is getting married. So he's not going to be available. Even if he was available, I have my doubts if KL Rahul would have been picked for that Sri Lanka series, at least for the T20s. We'll have to say see if Virat is selected for the T20s or not.
But he's going to the wedding, I'm telling you. Which is, he's also applied for leave now.
Where is the wedding?
Where is the wedding? Yeah, that'll be news for me too.
But you are on leave, no? Around that time. See, he
Hey,
was
just
getting married.
4
no,
days.
he's not supposed to tell. So these weddings are.
Confidential.
Yeah.
No, what happened with Virat's wedding?
I know.
Exactly.
I know the story. Yeah.
If I know the venue, please send me there.
I heard you were telling me that it's a destination wedding or something.
That was what Virat I had pointed. It was
No,
a destination wedding. I don't know
Virat,
whether this is
yeah,
a
Virat, is
everyone
already,
knows.
Virat is already married now.
But I don't know whether this is a destination wedding.
Huh?
I don't know if it's a destination wedding.
No, but you know,
It can happen.
it should. Yeah, he's a celebrity cricketer.
Marrying to a celebrity daughter.
Marrying to a superstar's daughter, and
yes.
of course an
I mean,
actress.
Anna was the OG
Not
of the
superstar,
90s.
Actress.
Starlet.
Not even star. A starlet.
Starlet. Anna was the OG of the 90s.
Yeah, he was.
Anna is very involved in the game also, by the way.
Yes. He was in the football World Cup final also.
No,
But more so in cricket.
But
yes.
cricket is his first.
What
love.
was his favorite
He
team?
is very involved
Yeah.
in
Yes.
whatever happens. You know,
Yeah.
he's into
Who
you know,
was
always
Anna's
checking,
favorite team in the
always
World Cup?
checking scores and.
Anna's
Of course,
favorite
Lucknow
team.
Super Giants.
Arey, football World Cup. He was there in the final, Nikhil Singh. So who was his favorite team there? Was it?
How does it matter?
Anna rocks. Yeah.
How do you know?
He's cheering.
Acha.
Was it? Arey, wow.
जिसका
Anna
कोई
rocks.
नहीं है उसका अर्जेंटीना है जिसका कोई नहीं है उसका लियोनेल मेसी है
Lionel Messi.
so
yes.
that way and so he needs you know people will of course you don't want that kind of an attention where everybody turns up for the wedding and not every Tom, Dick and Harry will be invited. It's going to be a destination wedding.
You're talking about Sedgwick, then you're saying Tom, Dick and Harry.
He's saying not Tom, Dick and
not
Harry.
Tom, Dick, and
He's not a
Harry.
Tom, Dick and Harry.
Not every Tom,
We
Dick
are.
and Harry.
So,
Okay.
Not, huh? No, he was he's going for
might know the wedding.
going for that
KL?
Rahul's
He's going
wedding.
for the KL Rahul wedding.
Sir, if you know the location, tell me.
How would I know?
It's news to me too that I know the location.
You should go.
I will.
He hopes
It's no, it's luckily it's a South Indian wedding. It's in the morning. That will be grateful. North Indian weddings have
Why?
screwed me up.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Could be
cannot
a
use such
South Indian
language
wedding.
on
No?
North Indian wedding. See, my sister-in-law's wedding. 6 in the evening. It started. Ended at
Evening
9
will be
AM.
dinner and cocktails.
Yeah, the wedding ends by 12. Then reception. In
Morning
the
will
evening.
be.
So, when is the wedding?
He's not telling us.
I hope I know the date and the
He's
venue.
saying that
So, did the Indian team
Go.
take leave from one of the international games?
have they ever done this
Never.
in the past?
Never ever.
They can delay the tour, but they cannot skip a tour.
No, they didn't delay the tour. They delayed the departure.
Departure.
depart.
Not tour. Departure. Yeah. Did
That was
this
the
happen?
Wedding of the century. Yeah.
This happened.
You are saying I.
No, you corrected me. You said they didn't delay the tour. They
2017,
No one has
right?
ever been
Kohli,
delayed.
Anushka.
No, the
Tuscany.
no, the moment you reach there, the tour starts. So you delayed the tour. You can, in a way, you can, but technically you are right.
But that was the wedding of the century.
Tuscany, no?
So, and this
Will be
this
the
one.
wedding of the decade.
Como Lake, where is that?
No. Oh, yeah.
Ah,
This
but
we are
that
in
same
the
region.
new decade.
Anji?
This will be the wedding of the decade. That was the wedding of the century.
Ha. That's nicely put.
Yes.
David Beckham and Victoria.
No, Indian cricket.
Indian cricket. He's saying.
But David Beckham and Victoria are the last century. में हुआ.
Ah, 20th century.
Oh, acha.
Oh, this happened.
No, Priyanka Chopra, Nick Jonas.
Yeah, you are comparing Priyanka Chopra, Nick Jonas with Virat Kohli and Anushka Sharma.
Prince Harry.
So we're talking about Virat and Anushka.
No, I am not. I am talking about KL Rahul and Rohit Shetty. Oh no,
Atiya.
Atiya Shetty.
KL Rahul and Rohit Shetty. Okay.
Priyanka Chopra is a global star.
अरे यार,
You go into
sports
New
है
York.
यार.
A global star. Today, if
You
I
go to
ask
New
you,
York, na,
I am
they will
giving.
have
This is not cinema tak.
I am giving you an opportunity to meet either Priyanka Chopra or Virat Kohli. Who would you choose?
I've met Virat Kohli, so I'll choose Priyanka Chopra.
Any day, no discussion. No discussion.
You?
I haven't met both, but I'll choose Virat Kohli.
You though I know.
अंदर से अरमान कुछ और ही है.
अरमान कुछ भी नहीं है मेरे.
सब पता है.
मौका मिलेगा तो अरमान भी आ जाएंगे.
I have met both.
You will meet both. You will meet both together.
I have met both.
Huh?
I'd like to meet Kiara Advani.
Kiara Advani.
But there also
Maybe you can go for their
I'll
wedding.
go to Chandigarh.
Maybe you can go for their wedding and maybe Kiara Advani is invited.
Where to KL Rahul then?
The
If it is.
अरे they are also getting married यार.
who? Kiara Advani.
हाँ.
Yes.
And
Yeah, this cinema tak ki
In
wo.
Chandigarh.
in Chandigarh.
क्या बात.
When?
This
But why in Chandigarh?
But will that not be?
Extended family.
But that will be
But he's
the
from
this thing,
Delhi.
wedding of the century
Delhi, I
or
think it is.
this thing.
No,
decade.
Def Call. Siddharth Malhotra
defense
is from
colony.
Delhi, Def Corps.
Extended families in Chandigarh.
Oh, it's from defense colony.
That will be the wedding of the decade.
I know.
What
I mean,
did her?
Acha.
they're neighbors.
We'll ask her.
Nice.
I met her also, by the way, last year. I have a picture with her. Agenda AajTak. You were very lucky.
So Nikhil, then
When was Saif and Karina's
हाँ
wedding?
ए ऐसी हर किसी की वेडिंग ऑफ द डेकेड वेडिंग ऑफ द सेंचुरी कर दो आप सैफ एंड करीना है
Saifi na.
तो वो विराट है उसका यार.
Yeah.
You remember how secret was the wedding?
Yeah.
सैफ और करीना लोग तो बता के थक गए होंगे कि हमारी इस डेट को हो रही है, यहाँ हो रही है, आ जाओ.
नहीं नहीं नहीं
This Abhishek and Aishwarya was before.
Yeah, much before.
Imagine.
I got married in 7.
Yeah, 2005-6 I
Ah,
guess.
so
this
then
century.
that is
Yeah.
also this century.
यार वो
The whole
पुराने दिन
world came to.
यहाँ पे जहाज उड़ा.
नहीं नहीं.
पता नहीं जहाज कहाँ लैंड हो रहा है.
Abhishek, Aishwarya.
नहीं, जहाज लैंड कहाँ हो रहा है ये
Virushka takes it.
गुमनाम है.
नहीं नहीं see it also you
No
know
chance.
what
यार ऐसे रणवीर दीपिका की भी है.
हाँ बताओ
हाँ.
इटली
एक ही होती है. It is unlike Pujara who gets out to the ball of the century again.
And again. And again.
शादी एक ही होती है.
और Pujara married Pooja.
हाँ.
Pujara married Pooja, na?
हाँ
Pooja
All
Pujara.
married Navjot.
Navjot.
Ah,
Yeah.
yes.
Here there is still difference.
I
हाँ
know.
यार बस करो.
His name is Shiv.
राहुल को देखो यार.
क्या बंदे
Chalo, on that.
नहीं इतने मिलने आते
So,
हैं
Merry Christmas to all our family members, and we'll be back soon with more updates to Sports Today. Press the like, comment, and share button. We are also on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Ho, 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 and vanakkam.